Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2017 Mini Cooper hatchback, and today we're going to show you how to install our Apple CarPlay kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car. Please ignore the screen malfunction. This is a common problem on these cars and it's very easy to fix, but today we're just doing first the CarPlay, then we'll fix the screen. So as you can see, the system is already installed into this car. So it shows CarPlay in the original screen, has been paired to our iPhone wirelessly, and the entire system gets controlled with the original controls here. And you can use the back button right here from these controls to switch back to the mini system. So nothing gets disabled, but now you have an extra function that you didn't have before for CarPlay or Android Auto. All of the sound is done through the original Bluetooth of the car, so the sound quality stays great. The kit uses the original microphone for phone calls, and now we're going to show you how to install it in this car. So the tools you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver. This is our T20 Torx screwdriver, panel removal tool. This is our hook tool, and of course you're going to need our product. So with using this tool, our hook tool, we're going to begin with removing this trim around the screen, and it's being held by these two clips underneath. So right in the middle of the clip, you're going to press and push the pin inside, and then this entire clip can come out. So what we did is just we pressed it over there right in the middle, and when you're putting it back, make sure you push it the other way and insert it in like this, and then you lock it in place. So we're going to do the same on the other side. Push it in and remove. Now we can use our panel removal tool here at the back to release this trim ring, and then it just clipped all the way around. So carefully just unclip it. As you can see inside, it has these small little clips all around. This is our T20 Torx, so we need to remove two T20 Torx bolts right underneath. They're around the same area where the clips were. Now we need to remove this cover on top of the dashboard in the middle. So we're going to use our panel removal tool and get underneath and unclip it. So as you can see, it's just plastic clips all around. Right here on top, there are two holes. One is this one and one right in the middle. So we're going to be using the one right in the middle. We're going to take our flathead screwdriver and push it through there. And that what it does is right here on top of the screen, it releases this one big clip. So at the same time as you're pushing that clip, this is where you're going to use your hands to pull on the entire screen assembly in order to remove it. Once it unclips, there you go. So this is the clip that we were pushing right from the top. Now we're going to disconnect all of the connections at the back of the screen. So these ones you just squeeze the clips and disconnect them. Then there's that one. It has two clips on the side. This one has no clip, you just pull on it. And this one is going to connect to our module, so just keep that in mind. So there's a clip on the side here, which you have to press, and at the same time pull the connection carefully. There you go. Again, this is our T20 Torx, and here we're going to remove two T20 Torx bolts on each side. So one of them, on the one on top, holds the stereo, and this one holds the vent. Same on the other side. So we're going to remove all four right away. So now we need to remove these two vents, and we're going to use our panel removal tool to help us do that. So there are two clips, one on the side, one on top, that we need to unclip. So as you can see, it just comes out. Same on the other side. You might need to pull it at the same time that you're prying it with the tool. Now this stereo can tilt forward, and we're going to disconnect the main quad lock harness because we're going to be connecting our harness instead here. And right here you see this green and black wire. This is our fiber optic cable you can see inside. We're going to use our hook tool here to unclip the wire and remove it from the harness, because that's going to go to our harness. At this point, as you can see, now the radio can tilt forward, and we're gonna use that in order to feed some wires behind there. Now we're gonna show you everything that comes in our kit. So you're gonna have your instructions manual, user manual. Then we have our main harness. These two big ends will be at the back of the head unit. The other end will go into our module. We have our video cable. This is our USB cable, which is used for updates, and you can use wired CarPlay, wired Android Auto. This is our main module. We have our wireless antenna, which we're also going to hide behind the dashboard. So we're going to first feed this USB cable, and there are a few ways that you can do it in this car. One of the first ways is to drop it into the glove box, and in order to do that, you would need to drill some hole into the glove box. Not sure if you want to do that. Another way is once you move the stereo out of the way, and if you look down there towards the right, there's quite big openings. So if we're just gonna drop the cable down, and we're gonna catch it on the other side under the glove box. So now you can see we have our wire right under the glove box. So you don't need to make any holes here, and you can just leave this cable here. So now we're gonna start making all the connections. So first connection we're gonna do is we're gonna take the original harness. When it's unlocked, we're gonna connect it to our female end of our harness, and then you lock it in place. As you can see, it has to go all the way in, and then you lock it in place. This end will go into the back of the head unit. Before we plug it in, we have to transfer over that fiber optic cable, which we removed earlier. So we're just gonna plug it into the outer edge. We're gonna tilt the head unit out. We're gonna plug in our harness. Again, plug it in and then lock it in place. The other end of our harness can go inside the module. Plug it in. Then we're gonna find the original video cable, which was at the back of the screen, and we're going to connect it to our module. And then we're gonna take our video cable that came with the kit. It has these two ends. One is a straight end, and then the other one is a 90-degree bend. So the 90-degree will be at the back of the screen, and this straight edge will go inside the module here. This is our USB cable, which we connected earlier, so we're just gonna plug it in to the module. And the last thing that is left is this wireless antenna. So this end will plug in to the module, and then the actual antenna, just make sure that you don't stick it on the module. So if you look inside the dash, there's lots of space and spots that are flat, and this is where you can stick the antenna onto. Before hiding the module, you just got to make sure that the module is set correctly for this car. As we started earlier, this car has a 6.5-inch screen, so all of the switches just have to be off. Once you're putting the module back and hiding it behind the dash, make sure that you don't trip those switches. And very good spot in this car to hide the module is right between here, between the dash and the head unit. There's plenty of space to lower the module, push it down so it's not in the way of anything and that it doesn't move around. Lift up the head unit. This gives you a little bit more space to get there, to maneuver the module into the desired spot there. So once we hit the module, you should end up with the video cable that came with our kit, and then all of the wires that were at the back of the screen. And here, so we tucked all the wires down there. The main thing is the big quad lock harness. So you want to push it down so it rests somewhere around here, so it's not in the way when we're putting everything back like the original screen. And at this point, we're going to use our two T20 torque bolts here to secure the head unit in place. Now we can put the vents back. Now we can secure the bolts here. So this is our screen. Now we're going to connect everything back. So we'll start with these ones from the bottom. We'll work our way up. The black one goes here. The white one goes here. And then the last one is our video cable. There's some extra slack of the video cable, which you're going to hide here. closer to the head unit. And now carefully maneuver the screen. Line it up so you can clip it back in. Let's go to the bottom. Now we're just gonna clip the top end. And there are 2 more bolts that we need to secure. Now we're gonna test the system with our iPhone here. And you gotta make sure that the phone that you're testing with, either it's iPhone or Android, has to be paired with Bluetooth to the original system of the car. That's how the sound is going to get into the car from CarPlay and AndroidAuto. And now we're just going to test by the wire. And once you plug it in the phone, you can see the system switch. And you're just going to test to make sure that all of the sound is working, that you're able to control CarPlay. And over here at the bottom, if you press and hold the back button, that's how you switch back to the original Mini system. So once we tested everything, now we can complete the installation. So we're gonna put this ring around the screen back. So you're gonna line it up and put it in. And now we have to put in those 2 clips. When you're putting the clips in, like we mentioned earlier, they have to be out and sticking out. And so you're gonna put them in and then lock it in place. Same on the left side. And the last thing is this cover on top. So line it up and push it down so it clips in. So the installation has been completed. As you can see, we paired our iPhone wirelessly to the system. And now you can enjoy Apple CarPlay on your Mini Cooper. I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.